Shout out our sponsor, Clearview Window, the best home service company in the 805. You can follow their Instagram at @clearview.homeservice. They currently do service including window cleaning and gutter cleaning, but are expanding their service to cover any home service needs. Clearview will do it all. Go check out their social media and give them a follow if you're a real Talking with Taco fan.
Yo, this is Talking with Taco. I'm your host, Taco. I'm joined with my two co-hosts, Eli and Orda, and today you guys are in our treat. We have a very special guest on the podcast today.
Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you guys listened to the podcast that we posted out with JP. Great recording out there. Eli, kick us off today.
Today we got Max Thorne,
What's up?
Agora High School legend.
That's true. Valley legend.
Valley legend.
Valley legend.
Valley legend.
Not at all the Valley, but yeah.
CLU senior
Yeah.
offensive lineman.
Fuck yeah.
Max Thorne, how's it feel to be on?
It feels pretty great. A little insulted I wasn't the first guest, but that's okay. That's whatever.
We
I'll
let
let that
them
one
slide?
slide, yeah.
Everybody feels insulted.
Is that how they started off? I would know that if I actually listened. I'm sorry, I did do my research.
Okay.
before getting on.
That's all good. Max, you're a history major, right?
That
we
is
were
true.
just talking about this right before.
Yeah, we were.
So we have a question for you. Let's go greatest dictators.
Okay, that's a loaded question.
Let's go top 5 or 3 greatest dictators.
Let's do 3.
Top 3 greatest dictators.
From all of history.
From all of history.
All of history.
All of
history
history.
of the whole world.
Who's the whole world?
Okay. I don't want to get too technical on this, and I'm sure that there are many other history majors here that would know better than me, but I'm going to leave out the scary ones from World War II. We're going to go with... we're gonna,
Why?
I
What's
don't want to mention something. I just feel like I get in trouble. And when you say greatest, do you mean like I like them as a person, or like just like by
The most
pure
powerful.
by pure
The most
efficiency and
powerful. Just the most
Most
powerful.
influential.
Okay, I'll do one that we were talking with at lunch the other day. We were talking about it. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, leader of the Mongol hordes in the 1100s, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, pretty efficient dictator, largest empire by land, I believe.
Is that number one?
That's number one.
That's number 1.
That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to say Napoleon Bonaparte. That's a movie coming out. I'm excited for it. It looks all right.
I have no idea who that is.
Wait, explain.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
You don't know that?
He's the little short dude.
He's the tiny guy. He's the one you see on TikTok right now, where it's
Yeah.
like, what can we do? And it's like, there's nothing we can do. And it's that picture of that guy, hand in his like coat. Tucked away. You haven't seen any of that?
You haven't seen it?
Oh.
Shit, all right, dude. But yeah, no, Napoleon, number 2. Number 3, I don't know if you can consider him a dictator, but Alexander the Great. That's a Macedonian king. He conquered most of the known world at the time, and his empire stretched from Greece to India. Yeah, it's a pretty big guy.
All right, now can we go your personal favorites?
Oh, I don't have any personal favorite dictators. I guess the closest you'd find is on that list. I think that they're interesting to learn about, but I don't like them as a person at all. That's such a loaded question.
That's a crazy, that's a crazy question.
All right, Max, but why did you become a history major, and why did you come to Cal Lutheran?
I always kind of liked history. I don't know if like just the main idea was to come in and become a coach after football and be a history teacher at the same time, but then I realized they make no money. So I dropped out of the pedagogy program and I just stayed with the history program. And, Cal Lutheran, there were definitely better options out there for me when I was going through the whole recruiting process, but no, there wasn't. There wasn't? Okay.
What other options were there?
I had a couple, D1 preferred walk-on spots available to me, like local stuff like Cal Poly and stuff. But, D3 was generally where I thought I was actually going to play ever. So I decided to narrow it down. And some of the better ones came from the Whitewater Conference, which is like Wisconsin, not Pacific Northwest, but like Midwest area. But Cal Lutheran, I heard, had the best history program. So that kind of narrowed it down for me. And then there was also just a feeling that I had, whereas I have to be there. That's where I want to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just wanted to be a Kingsman.
You want to be a Kingsman?
I woke up in the middle of the night, just beads of sweat going down my forehead. I'm like, I need to be a fucking Kingsman.
You need to be a Kingsman.
I need to be a Kingsman.
That's right.
That's exactly what
You're
happened.
all
So
in.
you're majoring in pedagogy?
I was first, yeah. So there's
That's
a
what I was
history,
too.
yeah, history,
Well,
and
we
then
were-
a history pedagogy program. So they're two different things, the same courses. I think.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Like, what is
So like pedagogy is you have to take classes about the U.S. and California because I think this is how it goes. All teaching credentials have to be gotten within the state.
Yeah.
So for California pedagogy, you have to do California history classes,
Yeah.
and those were just so boring to me. So I just, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to try my luck somewhere else.
All right, at Cal Lutheran,
Mm-hmm.
you've been coached by a very prolific offensive line coach
That is true.
who said he's going to come on the podcast soon.
He won't.
How do you feel
Yeah.
about Coach Sutherland?
I think, objectively, I think Coach Owen is the best offensive line coach I've had since I've been playing football.
Okay.
I also think he's a terrific guy,
Okay.
but I think I could do his job better.
Right.
I
Oh
think I
boy.
could, yeah.
You think you did a job better?
I could.
Elaborate on that.
Oh,
Elaborate,
elaborate.
yeah.
So, I was thinking about it earlier, and Noah Sutherland, great guy. I'm sure he's got a lot of experience, by his standard, right? But whenever he coaches me, I always kind of step back and go, God, this guy is just talking.
This guy has
about
no
his
idea what
ass.
he's
He has
talking
no
about.
idea what he's
No
saying.
idea what he's talking
Really.
about.
And I catch myself coaching my teammates. I'm like, you know what? I should get paid for this. And I don't know why I'm not getting paid for this. I really don't.
So, by your theory, you'd be better than Coach Sutherland as an offensive line. Would you be better as a play caller?
Look, you said it. I didn't say it. You did.
Okay, but that's what you think.
No.
You're saying
No, I'm saying that's what you think.
Oh, okay.
I'm just refusing to.
You're refusing.
I'm refusing
Would you be a better Would you be a better play caller than Coach Sutherland?
No comment.
No comment on that one.
No comment. No comment.
What about Coach Hogg?
Coach Hogg. Oh, Coach Hogg.
How's your relationship with Coach Hogg?
Coach was assistant offensive lineman
Coach
coach?
Jeff
Okay,
McCora.
before we just skip over what I just said, Sutherland is a great coach, and I in no way could possibly be a better coach than Coach Sutherland or play caller. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. So, but going on to Coach Hogg is a different story. Different story. I've been around Coach Hogg longer than Sutherland because before Sutherland got here, Coach Mack was the offensive line coach and head coach, and then he left. But Hogg was here at the same time. And the first interactions I had with the staff after I had, committed and gotten here was with Coach Hogg at Sandy Dune. In I think that's past Ventura County line on PCH. You guys know what that is?
No.
It's this massive sand hill that's got to be like 300 feet long that is
I do know what this
almost
is.
near vertical grade. And I would go out there because Coach Hogg sent an email blast to all of us saying that we should go work out. This was like during COVID. And I would go out there and I would work out with Coach Hogg in the first, real college workouts I did. And it was the most miserable experience I've ever had. And I kept going for like 6 weeks. It
You just run up the hill.
Yeah, pretty much. It was bad. In the end, at every workout, you'd walk all the way to the top, and there was this like small rock thing. You'd be like, "All right, you see that, Thorn? That's Varsity Rock. I want you to walk up there as fast as you can. Remember to keep a good pace. Don't wind yourself. Yes." And I remember the first time it took me 8 minutes to get all the way up there. It was really bad, and there were all these families that were up there just enjoying the summer, just watching me do this. Like, can you imagine just some big fat kid, just like basically on all fours, like 20 feet up a hill, just like, oh my god.
Did Coach Hogg ever meet you guys up there?
No, he would sit. No. He wouldn't go up there. But here's the thing: is he lives on like a couple miles down, like 12 miles away, at
In Malibu? Yeah.
by Zuma, and he bikes all the way up there.
Oh.
So he bikes all the way up, and then he bikes back. So it's not like he did nothing. He gets like a 12-mile bike ride in before he gets there. So I had a lot of respect for Coach Hogg, but I realized that workout was pointless. It probably.
It built mental toughness, Max.
It did build a lot of mental toughness, I got to tell you. There were a lot of fourth quarters my freshman year where I thought I was going to quit, but then I didn't because I remembered
There you go, Max.
Sandy Dune.
There you go, Max.
So you've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
What are your best experiences? What moments stick out to you? Like the funniest, or like whatever sticks out.
There are
to
definitely a few moments I don't think I can repeat on the podcast. That's
No, we can edit it out. It's okay.
No, we don't. No, we won't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because I know you guys don't know how to edit out.
No, we do. We do.
You do?
Yeah.
No, we
We
don't.
just
Um,
not to.
I think one of the moments that stands out is probably my first night here. My sister went to school in Boston, so my family decided that she was the one that they were going to move in for school. So I got to do all 3 years that I moved on the campus by myself. But the first year I did it, I remember meeting Rick Roberts, my roommate for my freshman
You lived
year.
with Rick?
I did. He was a very
I
I have a
cool
question.
guy.
I have a story to ask a question about.
We'll
Remind me.
get to that. And then I remember meeting a bunch of the girls from the soccer team and
Riz.
a couple more of my teammates. There was absolutely no Riz. There was no Riz to be had at that point in my life.
He
But,
shuddered in his room.
I met them and I started crying into my shoulder, just hoping no one would notice. It was the most unadulterated female contact I'd had in my life, and I was terrified. But no, I remember that night we went to golf and stuff in Oxnard, and then we went to Topper's Pizza. And there was a lot of people I met that night I still know. Dez was there. Des Thompson was here. I hope he gets on the pod soon.
He does want to come on the podcast.
I don't remember if there were any other teammates other than Rick, maybe, and also Corey Richards, who are both no longer playing.
I play with Corey though, rugby. Though.
Yeah, you play with rugby with us, Corey.
Yeah.
I think that was it. We had another guy named Tay, who was a defensive lineman who didn't last very long. But yeah, no, I remember that night being like definitely a cool, get to know everyone experience. And it was also because it was during COVID, there was no obligation to do football or anything, so there was no,
Just kind of got to hang out a little bit.
Yeah, you got to hang out all the time. I do actually kind of catch myself looking back at those days where I don't have to do anything quite fondly, but football's great too.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think
I guess.
I think another moment that kind of jumps out to me is probably my first fall camp.
Oh.
I was living with Cade at the time. Cade, who we wanted to have on tonight, but is busy. I remember meeting all the older guys and being really intimidated by them because they all seemed like they were so good at football, and I was still trying to prove myself and be like, I'm pretty good at football too, guys. And of course, I'd go in against our best defensive end that we've had in years, Caleb Cashmere, and get my fucking ass toasted by him.
Was that good?
He was pretty good.
Was that what number do you wear? 5.
He was
Oh
5,
yeah. I remember seeing.
So that fall camp, Ryan Kircher, another friend of the pod, I'm assuming. He I forget what fucking injury he faked that he had so that he didn't have to do fall camp, but we didn't have a right tackle for the entirety of fall camp, so that was my job. And I remember the first time I lined up against Caleb, it's like he didn't say anything to me. I said, "Hey, let's have a good practice, man." And he just stared right through my soul.
Oh my god.
It was probably the most terrifying experiences I had because I was so used to playing like really shit high school teams. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Agora and Canyon League, but those were all really terrible teams with really terrible players. Or at least at the time I was playing in it. So going against someone who's Caleb was what? All-American.
All Skyak.
All Skyak. He was a really intimidating guy. I remember just getting fucking destroyed by him multiple times. Another guy, Frank Molina and Rudy. Those two were the older guys on the line. They were super cool, really inviting, but they always gave me shit when I fucked up, which I thought was really funny. Frank was this big dude that would commute all the way from basically Redlands every morning at 3. He'd get to work in Westlake at Sinopolis, if you guys have been there. And then he'd get to classes late in the afternoon, and then he'd meet us on the practice field halfway through practice, and he would still just be fucking dogging people every day,
God.
every game. He had terrible technique. It must be said. I don't think he knew what he was doing at the time, but he was the strongest guy I probably know, and he would just manhandle people with upper body alone. But yeah, I miss those days. And then other days that stand out was definitely last year before I went down. Meeting all you guys was really cool. I remember going against you for the first time. I remember meeting you at your fucking overnight visit, Taco. I think I met you at some point halfway through the season, Eli. Honestly, I don't think I interacted with you once early on. To be completely honest.
I remember someone was like, it was like
week 3 or 4, and we're talking about like imagine we played a high school team,
Yeah.
and then someone was like, yeah, Max Thorne would like kill a 16-year-old, and I remember thinking like, who's Max Thorne?
That makes sense because I was pretty much down for the count after week 2. So yeah, no. For those who don't know, the listeners at home who are just on the edge of their fucking seat, we've alluded to an injury that I was out of last season. Out of pure laziness, I missed a blitzing linebacker, or I should say a green dogging linebacker. And as I was going to block him, I tripped on my own feet and I tore some of the cartilage off of my left femur, which rendered me useless for the rest of the year. And but I'm back now, so all is well. Clearly, with Cal Lutheran football,
Back a year later.
we're doing so great right now. Don't check the record as of today, but you know we're gonna get back at it. I promise you.
That's right. That's right, baby.
That's an endorsed message by all of us. We are coming back. Just watch.
Oh my god! All right, Max, you telling me about Coach Culpepper? You said you like
yeah.
first interactions with Coach Culpepper.
Yeah, so my first impressions with the Cal Lutheran football team were at my days at Agora, when I was playing both defensive line and offensive line. So this is a long fucking time ago. This is probably like
Ancient.
this is a long time ago. This is probably like 7 years ago now. But my first impression of Cal Lutheran football was this big guy with a really deep voice who wore a purple T-shirt and what does he wear usually? He wears like khaki shorts, khaki shorts or whatever. And I remember he had these sunglasses on that wrapped around his head. And he came up to me. He's like, "I'm Bill Culpepper, and I'm coaching down at Cal Lutheran, and I'd love to talk with you and your coach about playing college football." And this is a time where I'm like, "Fuck D3, I'm better than this." You know, this is still when I was kind of full of myself and I had no idea what I was going to do. But I heard him out, and the one thing that I knew about him was his incredible voice and cadence, which I still admire. And I still
It's
love.
the buzzwords.
It's his buzzwords.
Love the buzzword.
And at that meeting, I didn't know that I'd be going to Cal Lutheran, but I'm glad that I remembered it when I was taking consideration all the schools I was going to. But I know Taco was there when I first started doing my Culpepper impression, because I didn't do this my first year because I was still scared of all the coaches a little bit. I wasn't sure how far I could push things, but I don't even think Coach Culpepper knows, honestly, that I do the voice.
The one you did of him this year is pretty
The
funny.
voice. But last year, Taco could vouch for this, is as an offense, we would do tackling drills with him because he was the special teams coordinator and he wanted to make sure that we were all capable of wrapping up, shimmying, near footing, all the good stuff. Finishing in the clamp. But the one thing that he said to me that always, not to me, he didn't say it to me directly, but he would say to all of us is, "We're going to be the #1 tackling offense in the nation, yes?" And it was just that yes that just has hooked me, and like no matter how hard I don't ever think I fully got it. I always try to get better at it, but he always does it.
He does it. He does
it's
it all
awesome.
it's awesome. All the running back drills we do, he explains every drill and he goes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Eli goes, everybody watches. Or Dante goes, everybody watches.
Oh, so you're the one they watch.
Sometimes. when we
Eli's
watch.
the big hoss in the running back room.
Especially when it comes to pass blocking.
Except pass blocking. No, you don't think so?
No, I'm not the big hoss in the running back room.
Oh, okay.
I'll say
Who is?
Dante, Caleb,
Yeah.
DT, they're holding it down right now.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should mercilessly get
Get
that
rid of
starting
him.
position.
Get rid of him.
Do whatever.
Get
Do
rid of
whatever
him.
you need to do. That's what I did.
You did?
Oh yeah, dude. You think Tanner just naturally lost his ACLs? I needed that right guard spot. I needed to clear
Tanner's
the
play
way.
right guard?
No.
He plays center.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Anyways.
No. Anyways.
What's your favorite Coach Culpepper story?
Coach Culpepper story.
Is it this one from fall camp?
That was a great story.
Oh.
That was a great
That was
story.
a great story.
This fall camp.
The fishies?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if I can tell my version of that story.
The gold-
Tell the actual story and tell your version of the story.
Okay, so Coach Culpepper had a meeting with us about what was it? About the history of the program and
And then
statistics.
he did one about, it was about like,
He
like
went-
not being selfish. Like how like we're all
Yeah.
selfish in nature, but we shouldn't be selfish. We should come
I
together.
got to be honest with you, I wasn't listening to that part.
that was before.
I
the
was
really entertaining stuff
pretty.
happened.
I was pretty checked out through the majority of that speech, which I hope Culpepper isn't a avid listener of the show, but I'm not. he started talking about an anecdote about one of his daughters, about how in the middle of the night he had woken up to the sound of someone in his kitchen, to which he immediately assumed was an intruder. So he pulled out his weapon, I'm sure he has a permit for, and walked into the kitchen only to find his young daughter, a 3-year-old daughter, who was just going for some goldfish.
Fist deep in the goldfish jar.
Fist deep in the goldfish jar, and
Then he sat on the recliner with the 9mm.
Oh God, that's right. Of course, did he finish the story where he was sitting in his recliner with his 9mm? I don't know, but I thought it was funny to reimagine the story a little bit, just a little bit of creative license, just a little bit where. Should I just tell from my perspective of Culpepper?
In the voice.
Okay. So last night I was getting ready for my slumber, and alas, in the kitchen there was a stirring and a ruckus, and I rightfully assumed that there was a burglar in my midst. So as any cold-blooded American would, I pulled out my 9mm hollow point, and I went down the hallway, clearing the rooms one by one. And as I come upon the assailant in my kitchen, I notice it's my 3-year-old daughter. But then I'm suddenly back in Vietnam, interrogating that POW. I don't know if I can keep going further with that. It's such a horrifying fucking mental image, Coach Culpepper. He's such a wholesome guy, just to immediately fucking
Just twist the story.
twist it that horribly.
Just a little bit.
That's awful. I'm sure he has a permit for that firearm. He is he's a
very loving
he's
dad.
a loving father and responsible gun owner.
His
I
daughter's-
am sure.
It's like in their mid-20s now.
Yeah, so they survived the encounter. Whoever that daughter survived the encounter. So I think we're good.
Thank God.
I think
Thank God.
I think the actual story was like he was like woke up sleeping, right? And
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the
Doesn't
actual
matter
story was.
It's nothing like what Max said. I remember walking up to practice and hearing you say that, and I was like crying, laughing.
It's one of my few good jokes that comes out every now and again. You know, I usually fart one up every month or so before I just start recycling shit and people notice and don't think I'm funny. That's usually how it goes.
Did you ask him the island question?
You didn't. You keep alluding to this island
Do
question.
you want to ask him, Morton?
Yeah.
Alright, so the question we always ask people
Yeah.
on the podcast is if you were stranded on an island, which player or coach would you take? You can go players only, and then you could do
You can bring one player and one coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this from a purely castaway perspective. My intention is to get off the island.
Yeah.
I'm not living there forever. I need someone who can help me survive the harsh. Desert island. What are my materials? Is it like Castaway, like the movie? There's trees, there's water somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to bring Tanner. Tanner would slow me down. Who else is a Boy Scout on the team? Do you know?
Oh, who?
Gavin was the
Gavin Rowe, yeah.
Gavin Rowe.
JP said
JP
Jay
said
doesn't.
he was
He
a Boy
wouldn't listen
You
to
know
the
what I'm gonna
podcast.
say? I'm gonna say Gavin Rowe looks like he would be an Eagle Scout.
He does.
All connotations.
You are a Boy
implied. Have I told you my? We'll come back to that.
Let's do the Boy Scouts right now.
Okay, Boy Scouts first. I joined Boy Scouts when I was younger.
I hope so.
I was 20 at the time. It was frowned upon. I was a Boy Scout when I lived in Burbank for I think 2 years. I was in Weeblos and Cub Scouts, which is the kid version, and then Weeblos is the year before you transition on, and the Cub Scout stuff is pretty much your parents do it all for you. You get to go on one camping trip every year, and it's fun. You get to hang out with all your friends and stuff. And that's what I assumed Boy Scouts would be. And when I finally transitioned into Boy Scouts, I just liked to fuck around with all my friends. And because now you're on your own and you go camping and stuff, I didn't care about knots and shit. I didn't want to do any of that. So I want to have fun with my friends. You can't make me do anything. And I just remember like getting fucking hassled all the time by like all the leaders. It was like, you need to start working on your merit badges and you need to start working on your rank. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And by the time I'd finally left, I'd probably been there, I think, for 2 years, I think I said. And I'd only made it to Tenderfoot. And I don't know if anyone's familiar with the ranks of Boy Scouts. Tenderfoot is basically like the one you get automatically when you come in.
It's like the white belt.
Yeah, it's essentially it is the white belt, but it like fucking barely. But yeah, that's my. I did try one more time when I moved out to this area to like when I moved to Agora. One of my teammates was in Boy Scouts, so I'm like, yeah, I'll try again. And I tried it, and then I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me, and I finally just left. But yeah, no, I want a Boy Scout though, because I know that some Boy Scouts are smart and they actually like looked at the book and stuff and, you know, got their merit badges and up their rank and know how to survive to at least some extent. So if Gavin Rowe is like a good Boy Scout, I want him there because I would make him do everything and I would just sit in the background and whine about how my knee hurted and how I couldn't actually help us get off. And I just need to sit in the corner.
It sounds like this is coming from a deeper place, Max.
What?
Like your knee hurting, complaining.
Don't worry about
No,
it.
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Nope,
It doesn't hurt?
Nope.
Taco sweats every time I talk about my knee hurting a little bit.
You need to out there.
I know he does. That's why it doesn't hurt right now.
That's right.
We all need you out there.
I know. I'm happy to do it. It's my last year. I will.
Maybe. We're trying to get you to come back.
No.
COVID
No.
COVID?
I'm not coming back. No. I'm sorry if most of your listeners are now learning that Max Thorne, shocker, isn't coming back for a 5th year of Cal Lutheran. Yeah, no, I'm not coming back. The only thing that would get me to come back is if Cal Lutheran had a history grad program, which they don't. So
We gotta make that happen.
you can't.
We're gonna make it happen over summer.
Yeah, you guys gotta push hard for it. Max, you can come back.
We do it, and then he comes back and doesn't play. We're like,
That's exactly what I would do. No, I love football and everything, but I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
yeah.
Green
I
Mile.
also, yeah, Taco's a cinephile. He knows the Green Mile, a very famous movie. No, but yeah, I'm tired, and I should probably get a job or something, right? I'm 21 now.
Time to hang it up, old man.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anyways. Back to the coaches on Beat on Island. Now you have to pick a coach.
Oh, and now I have to bring a coach? Okay, let's go one by one, right? Okay, we're not bringing Coach B-Rad. Definitely not. B-Rad would slow me down immediately. Coach Louie, love the enthusiasm, but no. Coach Knox, Coach Muck, I don't. Do you think he has any survival skills?
I think he does.
I don't think he can swim.
Oh, that's
you know what? I'm not gonna say anything about that.
No, me and Coach Mark are cool like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad that
he wants to come on the podcast. Someone told me.
He absolutely should. He would probably be.
Yeah, he'd probably be the best
he'd
one.
be your best podcast. Yeah, is Coach Mock. I'm gonna do offense coaches because I only know DeFiore and B-Rad from the defense. So
Coach Miner,
who's that?
The linebackers
the
coach.
linebacker coach that played like 12 years in the NFL. He's like All-American Notre Dame.
Well, I'm sure I saw him speak during camp, but I don't know him like as a person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought you just didn't.
I didn't know
no,
him. I was like,
no. I know him. You know, but I haven't.
No, fair
I
enough.
think the most interaction I've had with him is when he comes around and we give him a high five.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a really
awesome.
nice guy.
Let's go, Lugo. Lugo does not have survival skills in the wild. I am sure he's
a city boy.
He's the kind of guy that I want around, like, if shit goes down. But he's not the one I want if I
He's a city boy.
crash land. He's a city boy, yeah. He can handle himself there. And in the wild, I'm pretty sure he'd just give up and start and just sit in the ground. just wait for the end. Coach Hogg. I think Coach Hogg might be someone that you need there. I think he's got enough experience, and he's definitely the kind of guy to pull a story out of his ass where he's like, yeah, I crash landed in Tunisia like 30 years ago. I never told you about that? He's that kind of guy. Sutherland's from Virginia, so he's probably from like the boonies and the backcountry and the woods. So he's another one you'd probably want.
Jimmy.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
What about Coach Rowling?
Coach Rowling? Coach Rowling probably has lived in Wyoming.
Do you think
for 5
Coach
years.
Rowling would get off the island? This is like so when we first started our first episode. Taco like adamantly said Coach Rowling would knock it off the island, and then he came on.
Really?
And then he came on and like it was a big deal.
I want
We talk it out.
I want to know why you think he wouldn't make it off the island.
I-
Because
I-
he's the one guy I think would make it off by
Really?
himself.
Yeah, I think so too.
Coach Rowling has got that determination and enthusiasm for survival that I think you need to survive that like experience. Why do you think?
I just at the time I didn't think like just looking at him
Yeah.
like there's no way.
6'6".
I'm just imagining you in the weight room looking at him from it's just like, look at this bozo.
There's no way he's getting off
He
the
would
damn
never
island.
survive. I would do so much better.
I think that's exactly my point of view.
Yeah, okay.
Now you gotta go listen to the episode.
Now
Max.
we're fucking running.
Now I actually have to listen to the episode. I'm going to listen to this one over and over again. Just be like, I'm so cool. Fuck, dude, I'm so cool.
Yeah, replay that.
Yeah, we play this one?
All right, what-
Awesome.
What about the three of us?
Three of us?
The me and Taco are like rank 1, 2, 3. You most want and least want.
Okay, I don't want you. So, I'm sorry, Eli.
I get last to this one like
it was
99%
such.
He's gonna
the
talk
joke was
your
there,
ear
and I
off.
took it. Huh?
He's gonna talk your ear off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
well.
I know the whole time they're gonna be over my shoulders. I'm trying to find water. It's like, do you think it's there? Do you think it's there? Max? Do you think the water's there? No, Eli, I don't think the water is there. I don't think it's in the sand, Eli. Jesus. I think Taco would be a hoard of resources. I think if me and you were on a desert island and we found food, I think it would be like a fucking brawl to actually eat it. It's like, oh my god, a fish! It's washed ashore, and I'd look at you and I'd fucking sprint for it. Like, stay away! This is mine. I think this honestly, order like, do you take like nutrition like super seriously when it comes to like training and stuff? Do you like,
Like
get 2
dieting
plates?
and
Yeah,
stuff
do you get like
like
2
that?
plates like Eli does every day?
I mean, like-
He eats 5
Like-
ice cream cones every night.
I don't.
you know, I don't
No,
know.
but like, I mean, if I'm like going on a serious cut, like I'll like cut down
Okay.
my. Like,
He lost like 10 pounds from last year.
That's awesome. That's good. For
So
you.
that's something. Yeah.
I've actually gained 30 from last week.
Sweet.
You might be a resource drain. A little bit.
So none of us?
I wouldn't like you'd be the primary member if the two of us were stuck on an island. I wouldn't survive, so I'd be like, he's a threat to my survival. I have to kill him. I would wait till your bag is turned. You'd be like, Matt, hey, come help me. I'm making the SOS sign. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'd be behind you with like a massive palm frond that would do nothing, and I just I need to live.
That's crazy.
So none of us?
Yeah, no, none of you. I think that I think I'd have better chances by myself.
It's like
do I think I would escape the island? Absolutely fucking not. I think I'd
that's
die.
the first time I've heard that answer.
Everyone's been saying they'd survive the island.
No.
Everyone. Wait.
They don't pick someone.
They don't pick
Yeah.
someone? Okay, I don't pick anyone. I also don't think I'd survive. I think I'd die like 2 weeks in. Probably of dehydration because I just forget about it. Honestly.
I'm not thirsty
I'd be
today.
like, catching fish is so hard. I would sit there and I'd be like, I don't want to make a fire. I would slowly just
How do you
starve
think?
to
How
death.
do you think each one of us would die on an island?
Okay, I think Order would make it the furthest. Just basically, there's purely based on athleticism. I think that your reserves would not fail you for the longest, and I don't know if you have any survival skills or not.
I go camping a good amount.
I have the most reserve.
You have the most reserve. You would.
I would
you know,
swim off the.
No, but here's the thing: is like you need to sustain yourself with water. Like you could survive a long time without food. I know you can, but like everyone needs a certain amount of water, and as soon as you run out of that, you're done. So all of us would run out at the same time, but like we would. If you found like a little stream of fresh water, I think you'd survive the longest. But other than that, I think you would survive longer than Eli purely based on the fact that you need more food, so your body would just kick into overdrive and be like, "Where is it? Where is it? What can I eat right now?" And then Eli, I think you'd get like distracted, like a pelican or something.
Oh, there's a bird!
I think you get distracted, like chasing the birds around, or like a butterfly or something, and you just forget.
You fall off a cliff.
Yeah, you trip and fall or something. Okay, that's the island question. That's the one you ask every time.
You want to hear the daughter one now?
Okay, let's hear it.
The three of us,
Same question. Who would you most want to date your daughter and like least want to date your
Eli, I
daughter?
think you're an idiot. I think my daughter would be safe around you.
So I'd be first?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Orda, you second. I think you would show up to my house, and you'd shake my hand, and you'd have a beer with me before you drove my daughter to your date. I respect that out of man.
Appreciate that.
And then Taco, I just don't think you'd know what to do. Honestly, I think you'd get really scared and confused. You're like, so you don't want to go to the Burger King for the date?
That's right.
You don't want to go? No, I don't want to go to Burger King. Damn bitch, you're bad. I don't know what to do then.
What about on the team?
On the team?
Like, give me like 3 guys you would and would not let date your daughter.
Okay, who are like the least harm? Like, who do you think would be like the least harmful people? Because
Mr. White.
Check it.
Mr. White, absolutely. Jackson's a great
Jackson,
guy.
yeah.
I love Jackson. I would go on a date with Jackson. Purely for the experience. Something else.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
No, I love Jackson. Jackson's the best. Him and Jaden are probably the only 2 freshmen from my class that made it. I think other than maybe Phil, but I don't know if I'd count Phil. Phil's just around. Yeah, Jackson for sure. JP's a great guy. He's a great God-fearing guy. I think he treats the lady right. Who else? You said one I didn't.
Check-ins.
Check-ins? No. No to the check-inator. Sorry, check-ins.
What about Devin Gooseby?
Yeah, Devin does a really nice white guy impression. I think is very charming to the ladies. So have you heard it? It's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
What's up, guys? I'd love to hang out after practice. I love that shit. That shit gets me every time. Yeah. So Gooseby, Jackson, and JP. Yeah.
What about 3 no?
3 no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely
you know,
not.
like-
Jaden Klein.
Wow.
Absolutely not. The way he talks to me is frightening sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want him around my daughter.
The way he grabs my ass is...
the way he does it and tells me not to tell anyone, or I'll get in trouble. It's a little concerning. Who else? I hate like shit talking my teammates though. It's not really shit talking if I just don't think they'd be good for my daughter, right?
No, it's not. It's just an habit.
Gavin, offensive line, Gavin. Fuck no.
Center?
Absolutely fucking not. Gavin cannot date my daughter. Who else? I don't want to give a reason for Gavin. I think if you were in a room with him for more than 10 minutes, you
think we know.
What about
why.
Jamil?
Jamil's charming, right?
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that.
Funny. I love his accent.
Yeah.
What's up, all?
He was only in New York. You know the funny thing? He's only in New York for like 20 weeks. He wasn't even there for a full year.
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking no, he immediately picked up an accent. No. Who else? Who else would I just not let? Fucking Johnny Boras.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh, boy.
No. I think that's another one where it's like I don't even have to tell you. If you know Johnny, the
Yeah.
answer's no anyway.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Ooh, I like this.
Why did you guys decide to do Talking with Taco?
So honestly, we were just in Spanish class. We got put in Spanish class together last
Yeah.
semester, and we were just talking one day, and like I forgot who brought it up, but someone was like, "What if we just did a podcast?" And
It was Eli.
yeah, and then and
Probably
like
It was
we're
you.
like,
It was you.
well,
too?
It was Eli.
It was Eli.
Well, someone said something like about it before, like I remember saying it as like a joke because I heard one of you guys say something about a podcast. Oh, we start a podcast, and someone's like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like,
No,
"Oh."
I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Stuff
I
in
think
it.
it was,
As you were eating an ice cream cone.
Exactly.
Why not, guys?
but I mean, yeah, it was just like, what's stopping us from making a podcast? And we're like, all right, let's meet up,
Yeah,
start recording.
At first,
I-
we were really nervous about it.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I remember when you guys first started doing it. I didn't really know you guys all that well. I don't know if this was like before the season started. This was after the season
It was
started.
spring.
This is
Spring.
spring.
Oh, this was last spring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I did know you guys a little bit. I know you guys better now because I'm around you more often. Because I still had other friends on the team, so I didn't interact with Taco a whole bunch. I definitely didn't interact with you a lot because you're on defense, and Eli, I just kind of avoided you. Whenever I saw you on campus, I'd be like, "Oh fuck," and I just turn around, no matter how far the other class was.
Did you go all the way back around?
Yeah, no, I remember when you guys first started the podcast. I'm like, I should listen to that. I like listening to my friends' stuff, and I think that's cool. And then I just never got around to it. I
appreciate the honesty.
You know what I bet what happened was I was on YouTube and I said,
You seen it.
I looked it up. I'm like, talking. Oh, that's cool. And then my recommended was like top 10 funniest moments fat people falling down the stairs. I'm like, that is definitely a must watch. I'll pencil this other stuff in for later.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. You're welcome.
Do you have any more questions for us, Max?
Any more questions? No, none that I can think of. Do you have any more for me?
You guys have any?
Well, Eli always asks this, what's your first impression of all of us?
First impression. I think we asked this again, but I don't think I gave a very in-depth analysis. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Break
Taco was the very first person I met out of this group.
Yeah.
That's because, as I mentioned before, Taco was there when I did an overnight with some of the new incoming freshmen. So there was a bunch of guys from his school, Slow. One of them, I believe, quit
Yeah,
before they even got there. And then the other one that was here, JB?
Yeah, he quit.
he quit too.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly. But I remember meeting you guys, and I remember, this is my first time hosting people. I should try to make it fun, right? And Tanner was your host, if I remember correctly. And I had, who was it? It was some rando.
His name was Jaden.
Jaden?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I have Jaden. Let's go to Toppers and we'll figure out what's next afterwards. And I just remember, at first, actually interacting with you, being like, how strong are you, Taco? Because I'm like, fuck, this guy's really good and a big threat to my position. And I remember you saying some fucking outlandish numbers, I have a back squat 700 pounds and I bench 350. I'm like, fuck you. But then season started and I'm like, all right, I'm not so worried now. I'm kidding, Taco. I'm kidding.
The only reason Taco played
no, that's not the only Taco.
The bigger reason Taco played last year is because
the biggest reason Taco played last year is because we didn't have anyone to go in other than Tanner, and that's an easy decision in my mind to put in Taco. I think he did a really good job last year.
Yes.
Especially, first year. I definitely, I saw myself in you a little bit because that was the position I was put in when I first got there because, Bahu could not play football to save his own life. So, I had to play right guard and it was a little jarring at first, but, I stepped into it and you definitely stepped into it and made an impression on the offense. So proud of you.
Yes.
Let's talk about Orda. I remember in camp, it was you and Ralph who just wanted to fucking hit people your freshman year.
Yeah.
And that's all I was looking for because I had been going against Randall during those pod periods. And for the listeners at home who don't know what pods are two offensive linemen versus a defensive lineman and a linebacker. And the whole point is to hit each other. That's the whole fucking point, is you're supposed to hit each other and not run away from contact. And I love Randall, but Randall would always run away. No matter if it just ruined gap integrity whatsoever. He would just run away and I would never get a hand on him. But Orda and Ralph are the two that actually came downhill and tried to, take me out of my cleats. I respect you for that. And you still do. And I'm really proud of that. Keep fucking doing it or I'm going to get pissed. There's got to be someone in the linebacking core that wants to hit an offensive lineman.
We'll find them.
We'll find him eventually, right?
We'll find them.
And then there's Eli. Little Eli. I don't think I really interacted with you at all your freshman year.
No, not
We're on
really.
your sophomore year now. And I interacted with you a lot during the summer because you were here for summer workouts,
Yeah.
right? Summer workouts is when I was finally starting to get back into the swing of things. I remember I invited you to my birthday party.
I didn't show up.
You didn't show up.
I called him to work.
I invited you to my fucking birthday party.
I called him to work.
It was a big party. You can ask JP about it.
I also got invited, but I was 2.5 hours away.
So what we're getting from this is me and Taco
I
got
actually
invited,
didn't get the
but
invite.
Orda did not get invited.
Orda, were you at the summer
No,
list?
I was never at the summer.
Was Taco?
There it is. That's why
Was Taco on the summer list? Was Taco on the summer
But
list?
I'm on
No, but he's on the O-line now.
Okay. So
I
if I
wanted
was
the
not
O-line
at the
to
summer
be
list, would I have gotten a birthday party invite?
Probably not, no. No, I'm sorry. But I invited you.
No, I'm kinda glad I didn't come.
And you didn't show. Okay. It was a fun birthday party. It was Hawaiian themed.
Pointing at Taco.
But that's like his thing, though, right?
Yeah.
It was Hawaiian themes.
He does have Hawaii.
It was all his favorite airport Hawaiian music.
Max's radio music.
My radio, my radio music, Radio La Paz. We had Hawaiian wings from Wingstop, and we had pizza, and one of which was Hawaiian pizza. You should have been there. It was
I should have
fun.
been there.
And there
Okay.
were beverages there too.
Will there be another,
lots of beverages?
Will there be another birthday party this year?
You know what? I'll take
The
my
same
time.
year.
I'll take my time to plug that I might throw another party
In the summer?
in the spring
Oh.
next year
Oh.
for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
For people who know me personally, they know I take pride in my roots, and one of those roots is in Ireland, and I celebrate hard on St. Patrick's Day.
So Wagon invites that?
Eli, I don't know. Are you going to be close? Are you going to be around?
I will be around.
Okay, then maybe I'll give you an invite.
Okay. Will Order get an invite?
Hmm?
Will Order get an invite? We know Taco's going to get an
Yeah,
invite.
he'll get an invite.
Okay.
Jury's out on Taco. I don't know yet. Yeah, Taco will get an invite. But yeah, no, that's a maybe. Still haven't decided yet.
I hope so.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Is Coach Sutherland getting an invite?
Probably not.
Would you rather go with Coach Sutherland or Hog?
Would I rather ask Coach Sutherland or Hogg?
Hogg.
I would love to have both of them there, but if I wanted to see someone go crazy at St.
Coach
Patrick's
Hogg.
Day, it'd be Coach Hogg. I think Coach Hogg could throw down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little,
Just a little.
just a little bit. Yeah.
You guys have any more questions?
I think we're peeing around a little bit here.
I think we're good.
I think I'm good.
We're good.
You have any more questions for us, Max?
No, it was a pleasure to be on.
It's great to have you.
It was great to have you.
Thank you.
So this was a great pod. I appreciate you, Max, for coming out,
course.
talking on the pod. Hopefully, like you said, come back from this. Don't check the record, actually. Oh, we're not gonna say the
I
record.
mean,
No.
it's
Yeah.
only week 3. We won the first
You
game.
might want to cut all this shit out, honestly. But yeah, as you're saying.
Yeah. So we'll be back. go ahead.
All right, thank you for Max Thorne for being on the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was Talking with Taco. Thank you guys.